everybody.
My name is Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Scott Ramp.
Welcome to Wake Up Missoula. It is your Friday morning.
Yes.
That was
I'm always
Asaph
excited for Fridays.
on piano.
Yes.
Yes, I am too. TGIF.
Yes.
Very glad it's Friday. It's homecoming.
Yep.
We are doing the homecoming parade tomorrow, so you guys can tune in to channel 189 to check that out.
Yeah, and we have a guest on today,
Yes,
Steve Wells, and he is talking about Bernie Sanders. And we'll have him on in a little bit. We're gonna show like a video, and then we're gonna bring him out and do that thing.
You know, the whole,
just like we do.
You guys know at home. You watch us. You know it.
But yeah, we have a lot going on, and of course the weather is gonna be great this weekend as well.
What's it supposed to be like, Scott?
It is supposed to be a nice, somewhat mostly sunny, and then of course there's a 20% chance of showers.
No.
I know.
Don't tell me that.
I don't want to tell you that. But
all right, well, everyone, here's the weather.
Yeah, here's the weather. But today is going to be perfectly nice with a high of 79 degrees outside with a low of 46 degrees. You can expect Saturdays to be mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers, high into the 75s. So maybe the rain will evaporate before it even touches the ground. Who knows?
I
don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it looks like pretty good chances.
So Saturday night, after the Grizz win the homecoming game, you guys all have a chance of dealing with lows into the 40s, so it's not going to be too cold. So you might want to wear your Grizz sweaters when you're out and about, and and find out the other team. Oh man, who are we playing?
Oh, I don't even know.
Okay,
no idea, no clue.
I feel terrible.
Maybe I don't. I know I'm a student. I'm just like.
It's there, yeah.
I think.
Oh, when was the last time you went to a game?
One game, my whole career at college. Maybe 2 years ago.
Okay, so I was in the marching band. I was in the marching band, so we were required to go to every single home game. I had never watched the away games. I'd never
No.
Like sometimes I'd watch the games and sometimes I wouldn't. But and then the 1 year, the year it took where I didn't do the marching band. Was the year I didn't even go to one game. I was like, I didn't go to one game. I was like, I've been going to all the games all the time. I don't need to go to games. I've been playing for all these people for all this long.
Did you have to march and turn and do cool things? Did you love it?
It was okay. I mean, the scholarship was pretty sweet.
You got a scholarship from
it? It's one of the better scholarships in the nation.
That's cool.
That's what they say. They keep playing the marching band for X amount of weeks, and depending upon how far the Grizz go, is how far the class goes. And sometimes if they go through the championship circuit, then you basically are in the marching band well into Christmas.
Interesting.
And some January. The season gets later and later. But anyways, sometimes some of us hope that the Grizz lose, which is it's just a no-no.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, it's like when you go to a game and we're 40 behind and it's like we get a little momentum going, but it's just sometimes we just, we can only go as far as we can go.
Yep, very true. Yeah. The woes of football.
Yeah, the woes.
So bad.
Does that mean okay, so I love the Grizz, but I also hate the Grizz.
Yeah.
So there's a good balance between having both of them. I love them because we're a solid team and we win, and there's a huge following. There's a huge.
It's interesting.
I guess there's a huge your friends jumping off a bridge kind of thing.
Yeah, everyone's gonna
the Grizz are our second half team, which is awful because first half is what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's frustrating. And then we've well, why weren't we playing like this before? And we never do. We always we never play. We always play for the second half. We never play for the first half.
They should play the second half first.
Yeah. But this is just my opinion.
Yeah. This is just us speculating and bantering.
Yeah, but of course, to find out more information about Wake Up Missoula, you can log on to www.wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You have to spell out all that, including Wake Up Missoula twice, because it is so nice.
You have to.
Yes. But you can also find us on our Facebook page.
Yes, you can Missoula Community Access Television. Oh no, you can Wake Up Missoula on Twitter.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself. But also Missoula Community Access Television on Twitter. It's MCAT TV Missoula.
Perfect. And then we also have a Facebook page.
What?
Or you could just go to mcat.org to find out more information.
And we are broadcasting the homecoming game.
Yes,
so you can watch live on MCAT in the safety of your own home if you're an introvert. Yeah. And you can watch the homecoming parade live from 10 to 12. Last year it was an hour and a half, 2 hours. It
was 3 hours. It was a long time. Yeah. I remember being a long time last year and just being oh my God.
And we were talking to Angela and she was mentioning that the floats in general is oh yeah, we have this one person who does floats explodes within 24 hours of people signing up. It is ridiculous. They pretty much put the whole parade together like 24 hours.
Wow, that just sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does.
Good job.
I think you're supposed to like calling them and it's just like, all right, I need you to. So you're gonna be 22nd in line.
Okay, I can do that.
Just remember that and be here.
I want to be 23rd though.
It's like, no.
Scott.
Sorry, you can't do that because they say, no, I'm the parade man.
Okay, this is me. I'm an angry parade guy.
Yeah. But of course, it is the 20th anniversary of the Grizz's 95 national championship.
Oh, yes.
And so the leader of the parade is one of the prospective quarterbacks from back in the day.
And so they haven't won another championship since then?
We won one in 2001, or is it 2005? I'm not sure.
Why aren't we celebrating that one?
Because isn't the 20th anniversary of that.
Oh, yeah.
So we look forward to that in the 2020s.
So we look forward to reliving our heyday.
But speaking of 2020, we probably should learn a little more about our own Grizz.
Very true. Yeah. Yes, we definitely should have.
Yes.
But I feel like it'll be a lot of fun to see all those alumni just raging and just living their heydays.
But of course, I think we've been keeping our guests waiting long enough.
Oh, yeah.
So I have this video. This is via our video on demand. So video on demand is a big deal that's happening here at MCAT. So all the videos that we've done in the past and future and currently are going to be on our video on demand.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a brand new website. It's going to be launched and everything. And you get to watch all the programs that you loved. You loved watching on MCAT, and it's going to be on our video on demand. Like everything that's given to Lori is put on video on demand.
It's awesome. It's great. So that there are shows that you don't have to stick around to watch and wait for. You can just click. If it says view, it's pretty sure if it's a view tab, you can click right on there and you can view it right now in this time. You don't have to stick around and wait.
And of course, one of my favorite videos is from the University of Montana's music department, and it's their fusion concert. And it's on tonight at 6:30. It's not necessarily a new program, but it's been played plenty of times. And this is another chance to watch this, and you can also watch it online on our video on demand, mcat.org. Via video on demand. Okay, that's enough talking. Here's the video, and here's Steve. Hey, we're back here with Steve Wells, and he's talking about a political candidate who's running for president, Bernie Sanders, and he's making quite some headway in Missoula, because every time I walk around Missoula, people are like, Bernie!
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 But
he's
nothing
very popular
about Hillary. Yeah, so tell us, why are you here today? What about Bernie Sanders brings you onto our show this morning?
Well, for one thing, we're a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters are marching in the parade tomorrow, in the Grizzly Homecoming Parade. And we're going to be lining up about 9 o'clock by the depot, between the depot and Spruce Street there.
Perfect.
So I'm here to ask basically any Bernie supporters who'd like to come out and show their colors for Bernie Sanders to come out and meet us tomorrow and march in the homecoming parade.
And I noticed that some of the approaches that Bernie's campaign is going through is that he wants people to have like I guess dinner parties, kind of like a dinner party type, spreading the word. Can you explain that a little more?
Oh, interesting.
Basically, yeah. Basically, Bernie's campaign has been very decentralized. There's been spontaneous groups forming all over the country in support of Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders' campaign sees this, and they're trying to continue that. So what they are basically doing is, it's kind of an organic campaign. You have your invite your friends over, for instance, to watch the debate between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, which is coming up October 13th.
So do you think that's going to like determine?
Bring your friends over. That way people who don't know Bernie have a chance to get introduced to Bernie. And
well, that's such a great like grassroots way to connect.
Okay, so this debate is gonna is this their very first debate?
It is their first debate on the 13th.
And
it's from Las Vegas. It's on CNN.
Wow. So do you think this debate's gonna be a game changer for Bernie Sanders' campaign and even Hillary's?
I wouldn't call it a game changer. I would say that Bernie Sanders has an incredible history as a debater. He's a great debater, and I think that it'll help him, is what I think. There's been a lot of controversy over the number of debates that the Democratic Party is holding this year. And right now they're only scheduled to hold 6 debates. In 2008, for instance, there was 20-something debates, I believe.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So there's sort of a groundswell asking the Democratic Party to hold more debates.
I think there's a lot of critiques towards this oversaturation of like the campaigns, especially.
I think there's some people think there's actually another thing behind it, which is that they feel like it's being managed to have less exposure of Bernie Sanders. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that seems to maybe be the reason behind it. So.
And so are you guys going to be doing like wearing any specific colors or dressing up in any specific way for tomorrow?
We'll have some Bernie shirts. We've been we are a volunteer organization. We don't have. I mean, we have whatever anybody wants to come up with.
No uniforms.
So people have bought some buttons to help distribute buttons and bumper stickers and stuff like that. We're going to have some shirts, and we'll be marching with the Missoula Democratic Party, who has they'll have a float and people marching. But we're going to march together as the Bernie block. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we hope to see all of you out there tomorrow.
All right.
Where can people find more information about you guys?
You can locally. You can look at our Facebook page, Missoula United for Bernie Sanders, or you could find. You could go to the Bernie Sanders national website, which is berniesanders.com.
Perfect. Great. And are you very excited for this parade tomorrow? How are you feeling about it?
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that support Bernie Sanders, and it's a way that we can meet some of those people, get them involved in the campaign, and get out and show the colors.
Perfect. Great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us before we let you go?
I think that's about it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we will be right back after this.
Buckle up, Montana. Life is a ride you want to stay on. Send a buckle up reminder to a friend at plantolive.mt.gov.
All right,
hey, welcome
we
back.
Are back
and of course, it is homecoming weekend. And of course, if you saw that PSA, be sure to drink responsibly. And if you have to drive, take a cab, Uber. There's all sorts of the green taxi, and then all sorts of like these places for sure. But
or don't, and you could just drink and drive.
Well,
or walk
and get
home.
a DUI. Yeah.
It's a free world, everyone. You can do whatever you want to.
Well, not really.
Sure is, Scott. I do whatever I want.
Okay.
I know I'm sassy this morning. Sorry, everyone. I haven't gotten enough sleep this week. Okay, but I've got some events going on for you guys this weekend. Lots of things happening, mostly surrounding homecoming things. And, you know, just kind of small stuff happening on the weekend. So starting at 8 a.m. this morning, which is going on right now, we've got our breakfast on the bridges. So our First Cycle friends are over on the California Street Bridge starting at 8, so 7:45 to 9:45 in the morning. So you can go over there and get some coffee and some treats.
Speaking of coffee, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking coffee.
Nice. Just straight up coffee?
Yeah.
From the drip?
I'm getting some drip coffee. I wanted to get a little mocha, but I was like, I don't need all that sugar. You know, a little drip coffee from the. I'm not gonna mention because it's not commercial. Okay, but
it's not nonprofit.
I know it's not a nonprofit. You guys know what I'm saying. It's Friday, whatever.
I don't care.
I know. Whoops. Okay, so over at Ten Spoon Vineyard and Winery, it's time to harvest their grapes. So from 9 to 4 today and 9 to 4 tomorrow, they are harvesting their grapes, and they need a lot of help. So check that out. Go out there, help harvest some grapes. I bet they'll give you some wine. There'll probably be music too.
I would rather help harvest the wine if I get a step in it with my feet.
I think you do. Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
There's not that many places that actually do the foot wine thing.
They have to take down the grapes. Well, there are places here. I'm pretty sure that Ten Spoon does.
They might do like a special with that. But I know that there's a place in California that does it because they would sell their wine up here, and there's like it's wine with a picture of foot on there. It's like, oh, foot wine.
Oh, yum. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so. So it's time to harvest. So go check that out if you want to from this today and tomorrow. And then over at Free Cycles, they're having a class. It's a calming your rattles, squeaks, and chatters workshop. So you can learn how to take care of those pesky little noises on your bike. There's a free use of tools and chain oil for all. Over at Spectrum Discovery area from 11 to 4 today, their Discovery Bench is Nano, and their Brain Lab is Zombie Brains.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds fun. And then over at Free Cycles, there's a Sustrans Missoula Roundtable. So Missoula Institute for Sustainable Transportation from 12 to 1 is going to be discussing the future of transportation in the Missoula Valley. So issues include bike lanes, trails, roundabouts, right-sizing roads, greenways, sustainable paving, bike share, pedestrian plazas, and more. You can check that out all at the Free Cycle Shop from 12 to 1 today. And then over at Pineview Park, it's called a walk and talk, and they're talking about backyard bull trout. So at Pineview Park, 1099 Mountain View Road, starting at noon in the parking lot. They are going to be talking about and walking around. They're going to be talking about bull trout in Missoula's Rattlesnake Creek. It'll be put on by Lad Notek. Yeah, that's right. Who is a Clark Fork Coalition and Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Fisheries biologist.
It's Friday. She doesn't care.
No. Woo! Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so over at Free Cycles, there's a bike weld class starting at 2. 2 to 3, you can learn maintenance tips, bike laws, safe riding skills, and gain an orientation to the Free Cycles Community Bike Shop for free. For free. And then over at Radius Gallery, I'm pretty sure that it's their 1-year anniversary. They turned 1 year old in August. So as a tribute to the artists that they started with, as well as a few others, they're going to be presenting in this region new artworks. Yeah. So you can join them for their opening reception from 5 to 8 tonight, which I think is kind of good because next week is First Friday, and these guys are just getting a jump on it, which means they will attract more.
This is the Radius Gallery that's behind El Cazador, right?
I think so.
It's the one that's kind of like where that guy lived in there for like a month?
I think that's E3 Convergence.
No, E3 Convergence is off of Main. This one might be off of Front.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
It's by the El Caz.
I think you're right. Yeah, so it's a 1 year anniversary.
No, wait. Is it? No. Oh, no, Radius is the one off of Front Street, is it not? Because it's the one that just opened up that used to be the Irish music place and then turned into like other place and then there's another place.
And I always thought that it was on Main Street. So I'm about to tell you guys. We're about to look up the address. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
114 East Main.
I get Main and Front confused a lot.
Pretty sure.
And also E3 is on Main further up the street by Big Pizza.
No, Big Pizza is way down the street.
Yeah, but that's where E3 is. E3 is up in that general area. I'll show you myself after the show. Okay. Come with me.
Yeah, right. Scott and I are going to take a little walk. No, we're not. I'm tired.
To the river.
To the river.
No one will ever find you.
You guys heard it here. Okay, yeah, so either way, check that out. Some new artwork. Not First Friday, but still a chance to get out there and look. Yeah. And then once again over at Free Cycles, it's Bike Walk Bus Week, and Free Cycles is such a wonderful organization for Missoula, and they do so many great things for our community and our bike community. So they're having all these wonderful classes happening today and this weekend, and as well as this week for Bike Walk Bus Week. So today at 5:30, they're having a Frames, Friends, and fundraising. So this will be a fun party over at Free Cycles from 5:30 to 9. They've got food, beverages, live music with opener Local Yokel, and they feature Gill and the Spills as well as bike activities. Music starts around 6 and goes till 10. Yeah, so it starts a little earlier, but free cycle shows are really, really fun. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, they're great. And then over at the Union Club, there's traditional Irish music starting at 6. Top Hat Lounge has got way cool music at 6, and that's the Family Friendly Friday. I don't know if they call it Family Friendly Friday anymore. They've been calling it something else on Fridays. It's always changed. But, so it's way cool music, 6 to 8, Family Friendly Friday at the Top Hat. Yeah. And then this next event is really cool, and I wish I could attend. So hopefully someone will attend for me. I'm just kidding.
No. I'm not even paying attention.
I know.
you lose me some of these events. I'm just like stargazing.
I know. No,
we have stars. Look there, stargazing. Boom.
Please, God, please.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is for the public program, and it's 50-minute shows beginning at 6:30 and at 8. Tickets are $6 for adults, $4 for children. And so during each program, they take you on a tour of the current night skies of Missoula, pointing out noteworthy objects, constellations, planets, or upcoming events visible in the night sky. I really wish you guys could see Scott's face right now. He's so sassy. Look at that. So
why would you pay people to look up in the sky? Okay. I'm not bashing any of these events. There's some of the events that are just like, what? Look up. If you want to know a star map, download the app, and it'll basically say, oh yeah, oh wonderful. There, apps are free. I just saved you $6. Or go there and get talk to people.
Yeah.
Socialize.
Who knows?
Who socializes anymore?
It's all on Facebook now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some music for tonight. Band in Motion will be at the Union Club at 9. Chivon, Montana's unofficial block party will be happening, and this is real ghetto. So this is at Monk's Bar. Monk's Bar, Bodega Bar, and Red's Bar. They're all three down, right on the same row. And the crowd there is just like, oh. So to get into Monk's, $15 for 18. And then $5 for only if you're 21. Bodega Bar is 21 and only, it's free. Red's Bar is 21 only and it's free. And so Monk's and Bodega will have music. Red's Bar only has a silent auction. So this is the Chives unofficial block party, so you can go there and get crazy. And I don't know, if you've ever been out in that crowd or out in front of those bars on a Friday or Saturday night, you know what that crowd is like. So be careful. Okay, and then over at the Sunrise Saloon, Marc Dubois and the Crossroads are at 9. And then Fruition is at the Top Hat Lounge at 10. So that's what's going on for today. Up next, we're switching gears over to Asaph's segment.
You know, if I ever was a little rascal, I would choose totally to be Spanky.
Yeah, me too, and I'm not even white. No offense to Buckwheat, but
man, his hair was fried.
But that was a cute little
Buckwheat.
But anyway, to start this segment off, this is the conclusion of Animal Week. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked a Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? That's something the little rascals would have tried to learn how to do, but unfortunately they never mastered it. So let's start off with these clips. We're talking about Pete the Pup, known to the world as Petey. Let's start with this clip and I'll tell you about it.
Fly. How are you doing?
You can see
Well, that gives you an idea. Petey takes the gun away from little Spanky because he's always shot anymore. That was the actor Spanky McFarlane. He was featured in the early, or I should say the late 1920s or early 30s when he was just an infant baby. And then eventually they had the other kids like Alfalfa and Darla and Stymie and Buckwheat and all the rest of them. But when that first started out, it was just primarily with Spanky because he was the cute little baby boy. But we're talking about Pete the Pup. And now Pete the Pup was around in 1924 to 1930. He was the original Petey that they called him. And they had 2 dogs in the series. The second dog was from 1930 to 1946. And of course, Hal Roach was the creator of the Our Gang comedies, The Little Rascals. And the first Petey was only 6 months old when they used him in a film called Pal the Wonder Dog. And as he got older, he developed a ring around his eye. It was like 3/4 around the eye. So Hal Roach, with makeup, they just put a complete circle on this first dog. And unfortunately, he was poisoned in real life in 1930.
Wow. Really? By someone?
Somebody poisoned that dog, the first Petey.
Wow.
And so they had an offspring, fortunately, before this first dog passed away. And of course, since he was an offspring, he grew up to become the second Petey. Now, the first Petey.
I can't imagine how much tail Petey got. Oh.
Well, that I don't know. I'm not going to go there. But what's interesting about these dogs, the first dog had a ring around the right eye. The second one had a ring around the left eye. So.
And it was kind of like a full ring like that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, the picture, this one has it around the left eye. And then, of course, I have this picture, right eye.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It doesn't say who poisoned this dog. It could have been anybody.
That breaks my heart.
Alfalfa, what did it?
Well, no, they were too young. It couldn't have been the children. My guess is it could have been someone behind the scenes.
Do you think it was like one of those things where maybe the kids gave him a piece of chocolate?
I don't think so.
Or was it like straight up like...
Or like
Spanky was, he must have been about 3 years old in that clip, so he was primarily the original character, the Little Rascals.
And then they grew from him.
Yeah, from him they expanded to the other characters because they were pretty young.
Yeah,
so.
I bet it was.
Well, like he was 3 and he did all that stuff. He's a smart little.
Yeah, he was very smart.
Good actor.
Watching that video, I just like there's so many things wrong with this. Like a kid using a gun, a kid shooting his dog.
Yeah,
and then
that was how
I saw the fly on the top of his head. It's like, is he gonna shoot himself?
Yeah, he shot the fly off Petey's head. But anyway, finally to conclude this story, the second Petey lived for 17 years in real life.
Wow.
And the creator was the trainer was Lieutenant Harry Lucene, and he got fired from the set, and he took his dog with him. So, as those kids got older, they just started doing other things, and you didn't see Petey as much.
Oh, yeah.
When the trainer took his dog away.
Oh.
That's
and
sad.
there's no Academy Awards or anything. They probably didn't even have it at that time, but
these are all like miniature short videos that they kind of show before movies. And
yeah, and we lost.
Didn't they call those serials? My dad used to watch what they would call
they were
serials.
like maybe 5-10 minutes long. Mm-hmm. And we lost the second Petey in 1946 at the age of 17. And that was 2 years after the Our Gang series ended. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So he was a show dog his whole life.
Yeah, and Lieutenant Harry Lucene was the trainer of Petey.
Cool.
Actually, both Petey, so...
Nice.
That's the note, so if you ever want to have fun and go back in time, just watch The Little Rascals. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they did do a remake of The Little Rascals.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump was the rich boy's father in this new Little Rascals movie.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. I didn't even realize
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, you have to watch a lot of the old stuff. Like,
I didn't even remember
He was
that.
in Home Alone, too.
Yeah,
Donald Trump was?
And then Whoopi Goldberg was Buckwheat's auntie or mom in the new Little Rascals.
I remember that. I remember the new Rascals. I never saw
They just had so many
ones.
cameos in that. It was ridiculous. It was mostly like kid driven, but then when they had adults, they had a bunch of adults. Mel Brooks was in it. Mel Brooks is the one who refused to give the kids a loan for their new go-kart.
So they had when they did this remake, they just brought a lot of famous people. And Reba McEntire was the champion race car driver.
Oh, I remember that.
She gives the trophy to the Little Rascals.
Because they're all He-Man woman haters.
Yeah.
So that's all based on the original Little Rascals. So if you get a chance to go back in time, you can just look up the Little Rascals on YouTube.
Great.
What I learned from the Little Rascals movies is maybe girls aren't so bad after all. That's what I learned from the Little Rascals.
Yeah. I learned how to have a club called the She-Man Man-Haters. She-Woman Man-Haters.
Yeah, I think everybody did that.
I formed that. Yeah.
And then She-Hulk was created.
And then She-Hulk, and then
She-Ra.
She-Ra.
Now let's not turn this into a battle on the sexes.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was just Hal Roach's imagination. He just used these kids.
But I also wanted to make a point that a lot of the older generation always critiques our younger generation for 5-minute YouTube videos. The Rascals, 5-minute shorts in before movies. Boom.
Yeah,
you got served.
And that was in 1924 to 1930.
So they appeased to the short attention span of a lot of kids back in the day.
They did. Well, and that's how you have to do it with kids. It's short attention spans. That's what, over summer, Scott and I do summer camps, and that's what we've learned is that they can't focus on one thing for too long.
Yeah, some of them who, I'm surprised, some of them who are completely off the wall crazy, a lot of them are, focused.
Yeah.
If you put them alone and they get them to do stuff, but if they work with a team, they get easily distracted.
Yeah.
Remember How 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. How was, awful. Terrible, but then we got him alone, did some whiteboard stuff.
Well, and that's how also one of our other summer camp kids were in their last camp. We got him, working with other people. He didn't want to do anything, and we got himself. He made this awesome stop motion animated video.
Yeah.
That I was, surprised and impressed. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. But back to events. We've got
we have a lot to talk about, for sure.
We've got stuff going on for tomorrow. So tomorrow morning is our farmers market at the Red X's from 8 to 1. People's Market on Pine and Higgins from 9 to 2. And then our Clark Fork Market over at Caris Park from 8 to 1. And then tomorrow's a National Public Lands Day. So starting at 8:30, just before the homecoming parade, you can help give back to the land by helping native plant grasses and wildflowers at Jeanette Rankin Peace Park. So they're planting them at Jeanette Rankin Peace Park. They're also going to be doing riverfront trail cleanups. Shuttles will take volunteers to the Jeanette Rankin Peace Park from Kearns Aquatic Center. Meet there at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And they'll clean and plant until 11, just in time to walk over for the downtown festivities.
And do you know where the Peace Park is?
No.
Well, it's that little triangle park that's right on Madison. When Madison splits up and goes into that one bridge across Madison.
Okay.
It's Broadway, Madison, that underpass that so many people take all the time. That's Madison Street Bridge. The little park is that little wedge.
Oh, interesting.
And it's right in front of the Adams Center parking lot. It's right there. You kind of see that little triangle full of grass.
Yeah.
Jeanette Rankin Park.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. That's weird. Okay, yeah. So that's where it'll be. Thanks, Scott. Mm-hmm. Cool. So also, over at the Missoula City Fire Department, starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow, is the first annual pancake breakfast from 9 to 11. So they're going to have pancakes, sausages, orange juice, and coffee. Be served at Fire Station 2 on Mount Avenue, 247. Firefighters will be on hand to give kids a tour of the station and the engines. Donations can be made to Codes for Kids program, but not required. And parking, starts at 9. Sweet.
Noelle's a little excited. She'll probably go see that.
I would like
She can compare Firehouse 1 to Firehouse 2.
Well, there's also this really, really nice fireman that works over there, too.
In 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really great.
to
He
get his
helped our
number.
summer camps 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him since.
I have. Well, just out, but...
Just out and about.
Yeah. Who knows?
Get that, Noelle.
I know I want
Get
to.
it.
He's so cute. I want to. I'll keep you guys posted if it works. And then also is our homecoming hustle. So this is a 5K run that takes place immediately preceding University of Montana's homecoming parade. So the course follows the parade route onto campus, runs it through Washington Grizzly Stadium, and finishes right in the midst of the Grizzly tailgate activities.
Wow.
Yeah. So they say that starts at 9:30, but homecoming starts at 10. Our parade starts at 10.
Yeah, but 5K, they're going to be running.
Yeah, so they're going to be running, and then they'll come right into the...
5K is technically just a little over 2 miles.
I think it's 3 miles.
Is it about 3 miles?
Yeah. So
but that's not too bad. If you average about 10-minute miles, then you're golden.
Yeah.
Yep. You get all of that, but of course, you know.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, either way, that'll be fun. It'll be cool. I'm talking about
my favorite thing about Missoula 5K is I always see like moms pushing their baby carts, and it's so cute, but it's also cute. Like the women are like total, I'm gonna swear, badasses.
They are.
Sure.
Yeah, totally. Because they got, I'm a mom, I got my kids, but I'm in shape. Seriously, moms are crazy.
Yeah.
They're great. They're nuts.
Yeah, they're insane.
Yeah, moms are insane. They're out of this world.
Out of this world. All right, we gotta get through these.
Yeah, we need to hurry up with this.
Because I have some city council.
I know. Okay, I'll finish, everyone. Okay, so there's a bike tour of historic trolley routes. Starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow. This is put on by the Historic Preservation Commission. So it's a tour of historic route of the electric streetcar through the university neighborhood and campus.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. So the tour begins outside of City Hall at the Transit Center. Check that out. That starts at 10 tomorrow. And then over at Spectrum Discovery area, the hovercraft, so their Discovery Bench is hovercraft, and their Brain Lab is Brain Games, and that starts at 10 tomorrow. And then Free Cycles is going to be in the parade, homecoming parade. So starting at 10 a.m., which is the parade. I
wonder if they're gonna bike, walk, or bus in the parade. Oh, okay. You don't have to switch to me.
They have a float. So you can show up at the parade. You can either walk or you can bike. I don't think you can take your bus, or you can go on their float. Come dressed as your favorite bicycle champion, inspiration, or character. Meet at Free Cycles beforehand, or just show up at the parade. Begins at the intersection of Higgins Ave and Broadway. Parade starts promptly at 10.
You know, I think Free Cycles should buy their own mini person bike. You know, like they have that the Brews Cruise or whatever that they have like 10 people riding bikes. I think Free Cycles should start a Kickstarter, do that, and then charge rides just to ride around Missoula and see Missoula like in groups and just because there's so many great trails and stuff nowadays.
It's true, but I mean they do that already just by like organizing.
Yeah.
Like Free Cycles very often has like rides for groups and for people.
Yeah. But it would be nice if they had these kind of like cycles like the
thirst gear
that didn't really involve
booze.
Beers.
Yeah.
Like why didn't you make a nice clean event and have kids ride these bikes and that's like have a little nice group effort thing.
I think
that would be a great. I mean, if they start a Kickstarter, they would totally get it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can check.
I'll tell Bob.
Yeah.
Bob from Free Cycles. It's Scott. It's like just exactly what I just said.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think he'll like that. Okay. And then there's a baby fair at Care Spark at 10 a.m. So if you want to find out stuff for your baby, you can just go check that out. I think they're going to do like yoga for kids, have some activities, be selling stuff.
It sounds like a baby craft fair.
Sounds crazy. Yeah, pretty much. And then over Downtown Dance Collective tomorrow at 1, there's auditions for the Rocky Horror Show Live. So if you guys have never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's definitely a cult classic. Came out in the 70s. It's got I don't even remember.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's in it, yeah.
Susan Sarandon. Mm-hmm. Other people.
It's great, yeah. So they do it as a live play, and so the auditions for that are at 1 tomorrow, the Downtown Dance Collective. What you need to prepare is nothing. All the audition materials will be provided and taught during the audition. Bring movement clothes, appropriate shoes, and a good attitude. You can also bring a performance resume as well, but it's not required. But it might help your chances of getting the role that you want to land. Yeah, they're looking for dancers, artists, theater people, and singers. Yeah, so if you've got any of those talents, go check that out. That's at 1 p.m. Downtown Dance Collective tomorrow. And then over at Natural Grocers, they've got a cooking and info class about turmeric. Turmeric is the spice of life. And it's been used,
amazing.
Yeah, been used in Indian curries a lot. So you can go over there and check out what they've got to say about that.
But turmeric, I really want to know how you can clean your pots, because if you leave food that's made with turmeric and you don't clean your bowl right away, it stains your white bowls forever.
Oh, interesting. Oh, what color?
Turmeric. Orangish, copper. Ugly
color.
Ugly. So get your orange plates out if you're gonna eat turmeric.
Yeah.
It really stains. But it's awesome. It tastes amazing.
Nice.
Really adds to it.
Nice. Well, and then I've got some music for tomorrow night. Andrea Harcel will be at Draftworks Brewing Company at 6. William Jackson International Harper will be in concert at 7 over at the Best Western Grant Creek Inn. Okay, Turquoise Jeep is gonna be here at Stage 112 at Monks. Stage 112 at 8. And if you guys don't know what Turquoise Jeep is,
I don't know that is.
I highly suggest you look them up because I can't play any music because, you know, copyright.
It's like Turquoise Jeep. It's like if you've never heard of Turquoise Jeep, you're gonna hear a lot of people saying, "You never heard of Turquoise Jeep?"
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Oh, I didn't hear about them until recently. So these two guys, I don't know if they're serious. I don't know if they're kidding, but they're like a rap duo. But the songs that they sing are just like ridiculous. Just like ridiculous songs. Like I'm pretty sure they're joking. That it's just like a parody rap group, but they sing like really silly rap songs. So you guys should check that out because it's gonna be hilarious no matter what. No matter what, yeah. So that's at Stage 112 at 8. Avant-Garde Alliance with Score. So the Avant-Garde Alliance, they have Scores Experimental Cinema, Roxy Theater 8:30. Not sure what that is, but yeah. And then we've got Absolutely with Chris Moon and Monte Carlo at the Badlander at 9. Mudslide Charlie is at the Union Club at 9. Blue Collars at the Sunrise Saloon at 9. There's a Grizzly Homecoming Party at Monks at 9. And then Cricks on Tape is at the Top Hat Lounge.
Is it the official Grizz Homecoming after party at Monks?
Most likely. Let's check it out. Oh, let's see. It's the Victory Party.
Sorry, I'm just so critical of Monks, like, all the time. I'm just like, it's the official after party of Life in Color. Oh, it's the official after party of Dr. Dre's System.
So the event at the Roxy Theater that I was just like, I have no idea. Okay, so it's Avant-Garde Alliance, Scores Experimental Cinema. So the Roxy Theater and the Avant-Garde Alliance are going to be bringing you an evening of classic experimental films accompanied by a live original score.
So they're about to get Andy Warhol up in there.
That sounds great. Yeah. Check that out. So that's what's going on for your weekend. You can check out MissoulaEvents.net, the Independent, the newspaper, the University of Montana website for the rest of your events.
Yep.
Yes, there's lots of things happening, so it's going to be a good weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So come over here, guys. Come. Let's go to camera 3. Hey, how's it going, guys? I want to talk to you about what's happening with the city council. So, I recently watched 2 city council meetings that have 2 issues that are definitely going to affect Missoula, and one of them is in the public safety and health sector. And this is their synopsis from what I read in the background. So. A new gun ordinance is up for discussion. This draft ordinance aims to close the loopholes within the city of Missoula, such as the sale or transfer of firearms shall take within the city limits unless and until the person purchasing or otherwise receiving the firearm passes a national instant criminal background check. So they're going to increase background checks and and even if the sale or transfer is from a private citizen or any other entity, like the internet, which is what the highlight of this particular meeting kind of like harped on, and it is not a licensed dealer. So it's going to help close the loopholes. Of course, Nancy Day Pestino and Heidi Kendall for Moms Demand Action Against Gun Violence gave a presentation on this. And one of the issues that they bring up is the major loophole that internet sales of guns have allowed people with felonies the ability to purchase guns despite the Brady Law that was passed back in the 80s. Of course, this is Nancy with her little presentation bit.
So, I mean, you could go to Arms List right now. You go to armslist.com. You can do it right now if you want. Narrow it down by state, and it'll give you all the big cities in Montana. And you go to Missoula, and there are like 15 or 16 pages, when I checked this morning, of listings of gun sales right here in our town.
Guns that are for sale.
Guns for sale.
That are for sale.
By private sellers. So these are sales that would go on without a background check unless it's an incredibly responsive private seller who takes the initiative to go to a dealer to perform a background check, which I'm guessing is not the way it usually happens.
All right, so that is one of the issues is like, you know, internet sales, you know, go in and out, guns on eBay, technically, kind of, that's what a lot of these gun sales online are for.
Yeah,
and
it's easy to get whatever you want online.
Yeah, for sure. So background checks now take no longer than 90 seconds.
Oh, good.
So it's going through the Google, as Noelle says, and finding out about your prospective buyers. 79% of Montanans want this new law that requires background checks, especially since the whole Sandy Hook incident that happened a couple years back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
of course, John Wilkins asks about the process of the background check, and of course they repeat it's a 90-second process, but here is, here are they.
Here in Missoula. So it's basically a phone call into the background check system. It usually takes about 90 seconds. So if you want to sell a gun or buy a gun from a private sale, you meet at a licensed dealer and perform the background check there, and then walk away with your gun.
So I would go to a licensed dealer
Right.
and have them do it for me.
Right. So there are, if you go to, there's a website called gunbroker.com or .org, I can't remember which it is, but I can find out. And there's a list of FFLs, Federal Firearms License Dealers, who perform background checks for private sellers. And there's like 10 that list themselves right now already in Missoula, and I'm guessing if this ordinance passes, then there's going to be a bunch more who want to jump on that ship and be helpful in selling those, because they can, you know, charge a reasonable fee to perform the background check.
All right. So there is a small fee, and of course, that's one of the one of the issues is that, you know, like, you want to buy a gun and you don't want to pay any like unnecessary payments, and that's what this law is hoping to close, because otherwise there's going to be it's going to keep going. So the last quote I got for you guys is Brian von Lossberg asks about the sales between people at gun shows, and Heidi Kindle tells a story of the last time she was at a gun show, which was in August, and at the university. So she was just explaining about how some private individuals can sell guns at a gun show, and, you know, like, just like you go to gun shows, and that's the reason you look at guns, you see guns, and you trade guns. And that's how a lot of there's been a lot of critiques and a lot of issues in terms of, you know, being able to do background checks and stuff like that. So this is a little story by Heidi Kindle.
Because they were walking around. You know, most of the sellers have a table, and they have a laptop or a phone or something that they do the background check from, but these folks just had signs. It was two guys that I noticed, and they were each carrying a gun sort of over their shoulder without a case or anything. It was kind of shocking. And a flag sticking out the top that I think one of them said private sale or something like that. So anyway, and so another individual could walk up to that person and say, here's some cash, and that's it.
Yeah, and the way that it would work if we had this ordinance, or the way it works in states with expanded background checks, is there are licensed dealers at gun shows simply to perform background checks. So they're there, they can charge their reasonable fee to perform the background check, and somebody goes and wants to buy a gun from a private seller. You can still have the private sellers at gun shows. They just need to go to the background check table, get their background check done, walk back, and complete the sale.
All right, so
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward at gun shows, but of course the internet has always been like a source of selling and buying, like without, you know, like person to person, you know, contact. It's just like, I want to buy this. Okay, here you go. Boom, you're done. You basically order anything from Amazon or whatnot and stuff like that. Not promoting Amazon, but they're going to have a public hearing on this. Of course, this is something that they're discussing. This is a committee meeting. So if you are interested in finding out more information, you can log on to ci.missoula.mt.us, or you can type in City of Missoula on the Google. But of course, the official meeting will be October 19th. That's where the hearing will be. And it's going to be an open hearing at the City Council Chambers. It's just off of Pine Street, right next to the Thomas Marr Bar, formerly known as Sean Kelly's. And you can find out more information. You can discuss. You can give public comment. But I think one of the bigger things is the internet. So let's talk a little bit about, our camera not switching. Hey.
Guess not.
Yeah. I think it's our camera's just running really slow.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Hang on, everyone.
Yeah, we'll get there. Maybe it's the, oh, no?
Ooh,
we're frozen again on me.
Yeah, we're frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, so just stand right here.
Yeah, you can stay right. So Noelle.
Yes.
Noelle McAvoy. Yes. There we go. So it's just catching up.
So I find it. So I had a friend that went to a gun show a few years ago, bought a gun. The only like receipt or like sign of him having that gun, or even like knowledge of him having that gun, is a little piece of paper that he wrote on to walk out the door.
Wow.
There is no record of him owning that gun or having that gun at all. So like
if there's an incident with any of these guns, it's like they have a serial number on these guns, and they tracked down the original owner. And with these gun shows and the internet sales, and like there's just too many loopholes and too many guns going off the books, getting off record.
With the internet, I feel like that it's easier to track people that bought the guns, because you know there's like that IP address and there's that like imprint on there. But when it comes to person-to-person sales, where they're just writing your receipt and you walk out the door, that's where it gets like a little. That's where we should really do the most watching, I think, is the gun shows that are at home in our state rather than online. But then again, online they're more widely available for people. So it's just kind of testy, and so hopefully they can get out a good language for this ordinance that won't make people mad, but will also like take care of the problem where they think that they need to.
But of course, I wish I could talk a little bit more about City Council, but that's basically what's going on. October 19th is when they're going to have a public hearing, so I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of people coming there, because guns are a big part of Montana culture and
really
Missoula culture and hunting.
Yeah, it's a huge way of life.
Yeah, I mean, but this is, just specifically, this ordinance is supposed to be targeting at gun sales. But between people, private individuals, and using online resources, because there's so many online resources as well. But of course, the next topic I really wanted to talk about was what they're doing with jail diversion.
Oh, interesting.
I can talk a little bit more about this because I wrote a lot more than I have quotes on.
Okay, great.
And,
let's hear it.
So in the Admin and Finance Committee meeting, the jail diversion is a tactic that the city is paying $20,000 to help with county jails overflow problem, especially in other counties and other cities in the Montana area. The overcrowding is expensive, and an increase in liability with health and some cases of death in some of these jails. Missoula County wants to pass a bond that doesn't look likely to pass, so the city is trying to figure out a strategy to separate violent and non-violent offenders like DUI, drug use, stuff like that.
That's a good idea.
And the diversion process will be done in 3 parts. The 3 parts, of course, is going to be done finding the right people and programs, fact gathering, and diversion programs versus building a bigger jail, trying to determine what's a better option. And then part 3 would be what are some of the actions that should be taken, bigger jail or just new programs. Basically, it's a typical survey assessment, research and review, and action and planning. It's what they do with everything, ever.
Yeah.
Any committee, it's like, this is what they do. They just like, okay, what's the problem? Okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's, because there's a common trend in Montana especially. I mean, a lot of what they talk about is like the most common trends in Montana is that the mini jails are trying to pass a bond that won't pass. Like these jail bonds to build bigger jails, more places for people to be, aren't passing. People just like, I don't want to spend more money on jails to keep people in jail. I mean, it costs $80 a day to keep people in jail.
Yep. Is it individual?
Yes.
Per individual? That's a lot of money. And
because it's like you get meals a day and
food,
clothing, maybe like the energy that they
water.
use to wash your clothes and laundry.
Yep.
I don't know. There's all sorts of different factors are put into it. Maybe even like medical evaluations, because you basically get taken care of in jail.
Yeah, you really do. And I think that them wanting to divert the like non-violent offenders between the violent offenders is a good idea.
But I really want to end on a, of course, I remember one of our producers, like even like the mentally ill, like that's a huge factor. A lot of the jail has mentally ill, and I remember with one of our producers here at MCAT, I'm not gonna name any names or anything like that, who's had issues and who's combated mental illness. You know, like sometimes he hasn't been on his medication and it causes some issues, and he's been in and out of jail. It's like a whole circle with him. And that's what it is common with a lot of people who have similar stories to mine. And of course, he he was referred to Providence Medical Center, which deals with a lot of the mentally ill, and he wanted me to call Providence Hospital and wanted it. And he told him, it's a mental health emergency. And I called him and he's like, okay, I have a mental health emergency. This guy is, and they give you a temporary place to live. I mean, just like, they don't, it's not even that temporary. It's just like overnight. It's just a night. Like emergency happens, you go there for a night. It's not permanent housing for them. And it's like, you're there for overnight. Something really bad has to be happening. Your life is threatened, that kind of thing. And then they kick you out the next day.
And I think that there should be more done with mental illness in jails, because that's a lot of things. You know, that's a lot of it.
So my question, I mean, the story is leading up to a question. So my question for what can Missoula to help nonviolent and mentally ill individuals who are in and out of jail? I mean, people who go in and out of jail on a regular basis, what can we do to help them? Should we just build a bigger jail?
Well, I think that we need to, first of all, accept and not judge. Because, you know, everyone has some form of mental illness.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's best to accept and not judge. And then I think that, I don't think we need a bigger jail. I think that we need separate facilities for each thing, for the nonviolent, for the violent, and for the mental illness.
Yeah.
These people with mental illness, like, they need more care and more they need to be paid attention to more. Yeah.
So, in conclusion, the city of Missoula and other cities in the county across the state are tired of throwing money at bigger jails and more inmates. The evolution of money is being put towards good programs that help people, and better yet, it's cheaper than paying for 3 meals a day and shelter for those who can still be a functional member of society, who do not know how, but these diversion programs may help. I mean, it's better to throw money at a process that eventually would help an individual person, because many of the critiques and many of the quotes that I have in the thing is that they got rid of a GED program in jail. They had a GED education program in jail. They cut the funding. And it's just like those little kind of things that people don't really think about that help prevent people. Makes huge difference in these people. In these people's lives. These are first and foremost people who are in jail. These aren't jail inmates.
They're not animals.
Who happen to be people.
I mean, we're passing like an animal ordinance law. Like, we might as well do something for people too.
Yeah.
You know.
So the program. Oh, let's see. I wanted to bring Michael Moore on this program as well, because he's been helping with a lot of the homelessness in Missoula, and he says that it costs less to house a homeless person than not to. Because then you got them maybe, like they're freezing to death, or like having to rush to the hospital, and then who pays all the bill? The city pays for any emergency housing because they can't pay it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the bill gets put to the city.
Yep.
And then rather than paying for them to have a housing, they usually, you know, a lot of people who've been to hospitals and who had emergency vehicles called to them, a lot of them have to pay it off for a long period of time. So one of the things is I'm going to try to get Michael Moore on, and he's doing a lot to help Missoula and homelessness, mental ill, a lot of people who are in and out of jail, and help them transition back into quote unquote our society. Yeah. That's, it's like one of those things that some people do not get along with the way our society works. Yeah. I mean, like, there's a society in Missoula, and then, like, people just, people struggle. And these programs, there's always all these programs, like, they have emergency housing, they fill up. All these places just fill up. But once they build them, they will come. Yeah. It's always, like, one of those things that you throw money at a place, and we invest more on facilities more than we invest on people. And that's kind of like what this whole kind of like meeting was about, is jail diversion. Yep. And I think just solving the population between nonviolent and people with mental illnesses would definitely lower some of it, because a lot of them who are in jail have that kind of issue. And we can't even tell how much time we have left.
We've got a minute.
We have a minute left.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to find out more information, actually watch this meeting, because I think this meeting is a very important meeting that you should watch. It is the Admin and Finance at www.cia.missoula.mt.us.
City of Missoula. You can type it into Google too, and it'll pop right up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But of course, this ends our show. You find out more information. You can log on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/Wake Up Missoula. We have Facebook, Twitter. MCAT has Facebook, Twitter.
Yep, or you can go to mcat.org to find out more information about the TV station that we air from.
And to get in contact with us, you can call us at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542
MCAT.
And you can email us mcat@mcat.org. And I got through all that social networking, and we have we're pretty much done. So thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Ramp.
I'm Noelle McAvoy, and we will see you Monday.